Shalom Ezreal, Most High Christ bless you. This is Officer Gedaliah. This is a tutorial on how to make a video using Adobe Premiere CS6. And even if you have an a newer version, which I doubt they have yet, or an older version, it's the same concept. And you'll see if you use different programs like Sony Vegas, if you can use Premiere, you can pretty much use any video editing software. But we're using Premiere, so let's get to it. First thing you want to do is obviously open up Premiere. First thing you want to do is open new project. This don't worry about. It's nothing. I didn't have any camp footage, so I'm gonna use just for examplatory purposes. I'm gonna use an old class that Deacon Yawasub did that I never get around to editing, and it seems like everyone forgot about it. So she shall be called woman. Now here is where you want to pay attention. You see this generally for YouTube, which is what you're going to be working with, making camp videos, and it's the same concept. Whether you do editing in video that's in a classroom setting or in a camp, the only thing is that the difference between camp videos and classroom videos is that there are you just input more music. More pictures into it, just to make it more interactive with the viewers. So, just to give you the full experience, I'll just go ahead and give you the classroom, how to edit the classroom, and then along the way I'll explain the difference between a camp video and a classroom video. So anyways, right here, this is what we're looking at, is a sequence which is, how do I say it? Oh, it's another word for a track, or how do I say, or a layer. For those who are not as experienced, or you're brand new to this, think of it as a window. Just like you have one window here, I'll open this, and there's another window. Each sequence, or a folder even. Let's say the whole project is a folder, but within those folders I might have different files. That's the best way I can explain it. So anyways, for the sequence you're gonna be editing your video in, you want it to be at 720p 24. That's the at 23.976. That's the frame rate. That's just how many frames per second. The frame size, that would be, this is what YouTube uses right here. This is how YouTube is going to display it. 120, 80, 720. Just to show you. Hold on. Let's go to YouTube and look up a video real quick. For example, RFID chip. You have 720 that we want. So when we're editing our videos, we want it to be at HD quality. HD quality. High definition. 720. So this is so you can understand what we're doing. So just make sure that you choose the 720 preset. Yours might be closed. Don't freak out. Just go to digital SLR or SLR 720p, the first one. All right. And name of the sequence is She Shall Be Called Woman. I just do the same thing again. Anyways, we can get to the good stuff now. There we go. Now, don't freak out. Your setup might be different than mine. I customized mine, but I switched my windows around. It's the same thing. I just customized it to better fit my needs. I don't remember how the original looks, so just bear with me. Um, so what you want to do is that you want to have a project folder. You want to have a project folder, right? And then this is where I have my film. This is Premiere, and as you can see, I have completed, pending, and recovered files. Completed, I switched them over to another hard drive so you won't see them. But this would be where I keep all my completed files. Pending, I never got to this one, so this is what I'm going to use. So now, you have different options. You can either go to the media browser over here, go to Macintosh HD, library. No, not that. Users. Mine is Getalaya. I go to desktop and projects. Then you have film, Premiere, pending. She should be called woman. Clips. Wait, why is it giving me? Okay. Wait, she should be called woman. Okay, there we go. She should be called woman. So over here, I have all my files, right? And if I double click, I can see the file over here. This is the source. It's kind of like a preview. This is your preview, right? So this is or what you can also do is just simply drag your let's say this video over to here, and then you just have it right there. It depends on what you like. Me personally, I like seeing my things on the side. That's just me. Because I like seeing. What the? Okay, hold on. Mistake. Let's try again. I like seeing my videos on the side. Those icons are too small. This is just what I like to do. So whatever tickles your fancy. This is much more convenient for me. So this is how I roll. So now, where? Okay. Also, now I also have a file with my tools. There we go. Video standard imports. This is what I have as my standard. What I know that I'm gonna use in pretty much every video. So obviously the first thing you're always gonna put is the crumbling wall, the blue one. And as you can see, it's as easy. Oh, if it says does not match sequence settings, don't change the sequence settings because it's gonna make it to fit the clip, and you're gonna change the your settings. Don't do it. Just press keep existing settings. You never want to change anything. So anyways, as you witnessed, it's as easy as drag and drop. Other programs, it's much more difficult. You gotta go through that long process I went through, where you have to keep on going from file to file and find it and upload it here. I just drag and drop. It's easier and it's faster for me. So now if I hit the space bar, it's gonna play it. So now this is where we can start having some fun. Okay. All right. So to make sure to if I want to see if this is too big, I make sure that the clip is too big. Because this is what you see right here. This is when you render the video. This is what the clip. This is what how much of the clip that you chose is gonna be seen. So what you want to do is if you hit the plus sign, it'll zoom in closer to a millisecond and seconds. You'll be able to see it. I'm not making the clip longer. I'm just zooming in. So if you hit the minus, you go back. You hit the plus sign, you zoom in. So now I make sure that I'm clicked. Then you see how it got highlighted. You want to make sure it's highlighted. Then you go, I'll double click it. So you see, now this has gone to preview mode. Now I want to go to effect controls. Effect controls. Now I want to go to motion. Now here I can just, you see that? Just pull back, makes it tiny. Then I come back and makes it larger. Bam. Okay, so it was perfect. Premiere sometimes doesn't know what it's talking about. So it fits the settings, our settings. So now, so now, if you want to make an intro, just a quick intro, real quick. I'm not gonna edit the a full video. I'm just need to show you the basics. Let's say, for example, this is a process that I follow. I go to YouTube, right? YouTube, and let's find. Oh, jeez. Let's say epic score. Right, and I'll just choose one random one. So what I do is copy. What you want to do, you have a program that allows you to download. If you have a Mac, if you're using a Mac, then you can download YouTube to MP3. If you are on Windows, then you can download what is it, DVD DVD software, and then you can do the same thing, and you'll be able to download YouTube videos, and then it'll automatically convert them into into the straight MP3 file. Now, this is the process that I follow, because usually once you have a good how do I say it? A good beat or a good song or whatever you want to use, you get inspired to make your intro. But I'm just going quickly through this. So I go to open and locate save file. Where is it? And I have a whole bunch of instrumentals, as you can see. Now I'm gonna just drag it and then drop it on audio 2. Oh, what happened? There we go. On audio 2. You see, that's easy. Premiere is divided into all videos go on top, audios on the bottom. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's well organized. I like it. And when you have a whole bunch of layered clips, all you gotta do is drag up and down. So let's see. This is where you want to drag. Let's say. Let's see. Let me see something. So now the beat doesn't start until like a few milliseconds. If you hit this little arrow there, you wrong one. If you hit this little arrow there, you can see the wave, the sound file, the waves, and this is important because let's say you want to cut something the speaker. Let's say the speaker is teaching. Sometimes brothers at camp, they get out of the spirit a little bit, or they get a little too hyped up, and they end up saying some nonsense like a curse word unnecessarily, or call someone out their name, or they just might say something completely off, and you might want to cut that part out. So it's important to use to see these sound waves. Now, even though the sound wave is over here, because it's going so fast. Remember, this is like milliseconds we're talking about. This is 4.3 seconds, 4.6 seconds. It's going so fast, it gives the illusion that it's starting back here if you listen to it because of the speed of sound. So sometimes you might want to cut a little bit earlier. Sometimes it depending on the situation. This is a song in when you're cutting a brother's speech. You might not want to do that because then you'll cut before whatever you want to cut out. So I'll show you that later. So what I did is I hit the letter C. It gave me the little razor, and all I do is click and made the cut. I click, I right click, I delete. You can cut, or you can just simply hit the delete button. So I'm not sure if you can hear. Oh, minus sign. As a matter of fact, you can probably hear it now. All right, so that was nice. That's a nice opening. And to get a little bit fancier, you might not want that automatic just start. It's a little too harsh. So what you want to do is go down to your effects. Over here, your effects tab, you have audio effects, audio transitions. You want audio transitions. You want crossfades. You have constant gain, constant power, exponential fade. You want constant gain because you want the audio to come in to gain power. So what you want to do is drag this right there to right in the beginning. Oh, I accidentally hit something. So you see how it had a soft beginning. Now you can change that. You can, uh, if you want to make it longer, you can actually, yeah, you go to that spot until you see that little square. You see how they transform the arrow to that little square. Then you drag it, and then that makes it come in longer. You see how it took longer? It was smoother. And to be honest, I want to put an exponential fade on this. But you see how this the volume on here decreased and then over here increased. Now you might think that okay, whatever, but little things like that make your videos seem more cinematic. It gives it a different feel. Uh, so enough of that. Uh, let's see. Let's add some pictures, for example. I'm just gonna show you how to add pictures. Uh, I'm not gonna go crazy because I'm not trying to take forever either. Let's see. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, no. No. Okay. I'm not gonna get too fancy, like I said. Jeez. Yo, we need to make more images. Screw it. Anyways, uh, all right, whatever. Let's say I take this Edomite. Jeez. Well, when you're making intros, you want to make it relevant to what you're doing. You know the video's about. Let's see. See, I will put black woman, but all they're gonna give me is video vixens. So let's take this. Damn demons. Um, and let's okay. Oh, that's not so bad. I like this. Oh, wait. Before I do, what you want to do is when you're searching images to use in your videos, you want to go to advanced search and then any size and then change that to large. Why large? Because you want the highest quality video pictures so you don't look like GMS putting bummer like low quality uh pictures in your videos. We at IYC do the best work for the Most High. So let's take this. Nope. Oh wait, yes, high quality. So download image. So not normally. I got a few whatever. Like I said, I'm not trying to go crazy. You have downloads. You have the Bible, right? Normally, what I would do is create. Let's see, where's this thing? Normally, what I would do. Premiere, nope. Projects, film, premiere, pending. She would be called woman. See how you have pictures here? Okay, I had. Okay, so I started this before. Good. I have a few pictures, just a few. I can use some of these. So normally I would, like I said, yeah, you have your in your file, pending file, where you keep all your clips that you're using. You want to keep a a folder with all your images. And why? Because you don't want all your images all over the place. Because what happens is that you lose, or this is sometimes Premiere acts retarded, and as all software does, and you might lose a picture, and then you're searching for hours upon hours trying to look for your picture, and you could just simply keep it in one folder, and it makes it easily exchangeable with other users or other editors. So, like I said, I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm just gonna put random pictures, just to show you what you can do. I'm just dragging and dropping. That's how easy it is. So now, remember, this is the normal. I'm not trying to take forever. This is just a random. Just this is for so you can get the concept of editing. And so now what you want to do is double click right here. We see it. We scale it. You never, ever. There's some rare exceptions, very rare, that you want all this black space around your picture. It just looks tacky. It's no. Always make sure. The only time that slides is if it's low quality, and that's the only picture that depicts the message that is being portrayed, and on the background you have another blurred either video or image, and you kind of feather, or you don't have to feather depending on the image, so it doesn't look tacky, so it looks interesting. If you just have black on the sides, it looks tacky, it looks unprofessional. You don't want that. So you zoom in, you scale it, and positioning. This is your X. This is your horizontal movement. This is your vertical movement. So now, if I wanted to make this interesting, I would scale it some more, not too much. You use a positioning to drag it. All I'm doing is I click, hold down, and then move it to side to side. So now I want to start all the way at the edge, right? I want to go to video transitions. I like dissolves. I don't really mess with iris or page peel slide. You can if you want to be, but I just think they look tacky. I don't like them unless you do something else. I tend to stick to these transitions. So film dissolve. Each one is slightly different. Oh, wait. You see how it came in? Like I said, you can make it shorter, you can make it longer. The shorter it is, the shorter the transition. The longer it is, the longer the transition. So now, to get into fancier tricks, you what you want. These, you see these? This is tall. They look like stopwatches. You click them, and when you click them, you're telling Premiere that you want your image to move, and depending where you put it, it'll do different things. Usually, I just skip. Ignore that. I just skip towards the end, and then what's going on? Okay, there we go. I put the timer. You see this towards the end, and now that the stopwatch knows, okay, this is where you want the movement to stop, and by the time it reaches 8 point something seconds, I want it to be all the way over here, and I want to unscale, which that's not gonna work. Okay, hold on, let me zoom in a little. Move this up. So now when I go back, so now you see how you have movement. So now here's another tip. When making intros, follow the music and any usually hard hits. Try to make the images dance with the music. So you hear that thing. So in here, this is just another little tip. That's now you might think I'm just playing with it, but what I'm testing is where does the bang start? Okay, so this is where the bang hits over, which is uh accurate with the sound waves, but you so this is where you will cut it, but you would want to start the transition earlier. And I'll show you what I mean. Cross this off. Right. Up. So you see how the switch went with the song. Sometimes it can be hard depending on the music. You see that? And you repeat with the movement. You make this move around. Those are the basics with that. I mean, I've pretty much covered a lot of ground just making this, just with that intro. So, also titles. Uh, Titles are important. Let's see. When you're making a title, you come up here, title, new title, default still. Let's say you just want to title the video. And what I just did is all I did was just click on here. It's going to give you a little pop-up. She shall be called Now you can choose the text, the font here. Let's see what I want. What do you want? We'll get creative, something feminine. Nah, I don't like that. Make sure that your font is readable, easily readable. Shouldn't take, because you're not gonna have the font sitting there. The title sitting forever. Also, make sure that when you're stretching, you're holding down the shift key. Therefore, the text is proportionate. Make sure that your font is in those boxes. Also, here's a quick trick when you're these you want to use these constantly because they help you center your letterings. Even when you're moving around, make sure that you hold the shift key because it'll keep things proportionate. So I center that. This is vertical center, horizontal center. So now all I do is hit X. Now if you want to get fancy here, this is the fill type. You make sure you highlight. If you want to change color, it'll change it to red. Since it says woman, let's change that to pink. If you can make this into a linear gradient. It gives it a little different feel. If you hold command and click off, it'll take off those highlights, the boxes, but you see how it gives it a little different feel. Command A to highlight everything. Then you have a radial gradient. You have 4-color, bevel. There's different options you have. I actually kind of like that linear one. Yeah, that's pretty nice. You can even put a shadow on it, which in this case would have to be white in order to stand out from the background. So all these little options you can play on your own, experiment. So now, hit X. I drag it on top. Now, obviously, this looks tacky. I'm sorry. This is, you see how I'm moving this line? This is to lower the opacity. And the reason for me doing that is so the font is more readable. And I put a cross dissolve. Obviously, you're not gonna do that, where you're gonna make it look better than I just did. But I'm just speeding through this to show you the different techniques. So now, let's take a regular clip. Okay, good. when you're switching from an intro to a video to the main video, you don't want to just uh, shut the music off. You wanna make it uh, a smooth transition. So instead of just cutting it off, you let it play out while they begin talking. So it'll look a little something like this. Um, Hold on. You have different transitions that'll make it go dip to black. So this is too fast. No. Okay. So you see how he said, "All right, go." You will definitely want to cut something out like that. You see how he was looking down, and then you don't want any mistakes like that going up on video. That's embarrassing. So you want to cut stuff like that out. Remember, C, chop, delete, drag it. But before that, put your film dissolve on there. See that? That was a nice transition. Now smooth. So now obviously you see that this is a small square. So what we're gonna do is double click, effect controls, motion, scale it up to fit the screen. And what we're gonna do is lift this up. You don't want their heads to be all the way in the top. That doesn't look right. Kind of want them not exactly in the middle either, because you could do that, but there's something about putting it into what they call lower. There's thirds. Basically, the screen is split into thirds. You got the top, the middle, and the bottom. The bottom is where you keep, your text, your logos. Sometimes you can keep the heads in the middle or at the top, but it makes it more interesting when you leave them towards the top. Not all the way, but towards the top. Um, Also, right now, hold on. Let's watch this again just to make sure. Maybe you wanna. All right, so it's Deacon Young. What's up? Bam. So now, what you want to do is input the logo. This is important, important, important. On desktop, tools, video standard imports, IOIC logo. IOIC logo, I put all the way on top of everything. I just do that because pictures. Sometimes you might have a whole bunch of pictures and stuff, and somehow it'll end up, you don't want it to be on top of the logo, because then it'll get blocked off or something. It's very annoying trying to switch stuff around. So usually I keep it around somewhere between video 5 and 7, because you never really use that many pictures or layers stuff unless you're doing something completely, I don't know what you're doing. But just for precautions, I put it all the way into the top. Obviously put your film dissolve. So what you want to do, I have a standard that I made for myself, because I kept on getting complaints about the logo and okay, and where it was located, the size of it, very annoying. So I finally got it right. Now, is this what I want? Oh, this is a logo. All right, 107.16. So this is the standard you want to follow for the logo, so you don't have any headaches. And honestly, I've seen some logos out there for certain videos, and they're all out of whack. The way they've been scaled, they're stretched, they look ugly. No offense to any brothers, but the logo looks terrible. So just follow these presets. So motion, sometimes it's just easy. You can just type your numbers in. You go to position, the first one, 107, then 616, and for the scale, you put 14. And that's it. You don't have to mess with the logo for the rest of the video. All right. So you see the logo is perfectly, it's not all the way in the corner, all the way to the side, or all the way to the bottom. It's sitting comfortably right within the bounds. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you something. Title, make a new title, default still. I say digging out what's up. Right? It's if you see the bounds, it should be a little bit more here, but it's just the design. It barely it's sitting comfortably within the bounds. You see this corner? So you want it. So this is why I chose these options, and Officer Fanai, he approved it when everyone else liked it. That's just stick to this. So in any video, whether classroom or camp setting, you want to what you want to do is introduce the speaker, the teacher, sometimes even the reader even. Lower thirds, they act just like images. You just have to resize them. I don't even know if I have. Let me check if I have any. Let's say, like, for example, quickly, Deacon, yeah, what's up, right? Put it in blue real quick. Deacon, yeah, what's up, right? I center it and hold wait. Press V, bring it down. I centered it. Deacon Yah, what's up? You notice how I kept it above that line. So remember, cross this off. Why? All right. Make sure that you put the text above the clip. And don't use blue font unless you have something to go along with it. Make sure that the font you're using it looks good. This is tacky font, but just for the sake of the tutorial, I'm trying to not take forever. Um, what else is there? Towards the end, oh, so now what you would do is you don't have to. Well, I'm just doing it for just to show you again. New title. This would be scripture. You could do what I recommend until you get used to it is keep on making new ones. Romans 15 verse 4 until you get used to it because because I'm about to show you another option you can do instead of just making a new one. You can simply just duplicate it. Let's see, Romans 15 verse 4. You want to put it right above that line. It's probably a good idea to give it a little shadow. Make sure it's completely white. Just so it stands out. Or you could just make it black, whatever you prefer. Then you pop it in. It still looks a bit, no. If you just want to re-edit it, you just double click on it. Can bring it back to white. Put the shadow. And if I'm not mistaken, the standard uh the standard text is Trajan Pro. Trajan Pro. Remember to align it. That way it's perfectly in the middle of the video. Right there. Looks nice. You can do also is increase the opacity of that shadow so the letters stand out more. What you want to do is put the film dissolve in, film dissolve out. That way, because if you don't put it, it just looks like it's popping in out of nowhere, and it doesn't look professional. So just put the thumbs off. So you don't have to put it forever. Just put it, make it long enough. Make it long enough that it lasts while he's reading. Also, another thing, Command S, you always want to save, save, save. You want to save. And the reason why is because if Premiere acts retarded or your computer acts retarded, if it shuts down on you or something happens, you can always come back to it. Or make sure you save. I mean, sometimes I go in as like save after every change I make. Sometimes every 5 minutes, but then again, a lot can happen in 5 minutes. So you can just make it your habit to save constantly. Just save. Also, at the end of your video, well, let me just show you just how to cut. So just for you wouldn't cut something like this out. You would not cut something like this out. But for editing for tutorial purposes, I'll show you. Let's say there was a mistake or there was something. Sometimes, uh, if you're in the camp video, there's something like I said you don't want the general public to see. You slice it. You figure out. You see how it was very tight. How he's speaking. You slice that. Cut. Cut. So now that was a bit too sharp. So that's just to show you the example though. Or to cut out, maybe sometimes there'll be a large pause of silence. And you'll cut, bringing it together. You see how it was faster, and what you can do is you can put it crosses off, but generally that looks tacky too, because if you're cutting too much, and that tends to happen, that there are a lot of cuts throughout the video. So what you want to do is just simply put an image over wherever you cut. Now, obviously, this image has nothing to do with what's being spoken of right now. So make sure whenever you put an image that it's relevant to what's being said. That way, make sure that it's relevant to what's being said. You see that? And that those are pretty much the basics. What you want to do at the end of each video is, let's see, where are my files? Desktop, tools, plugins. No, it's video standard imports. We want to do, depending. As of now, you'll get updates on what we want, or you'll see us put different things at the end of our videos. But before, what we were doing is putting this IYC card in the back. Also, there was a video of Elder Nathaniel with the online classes that we were doing for a while there. Which apparently I don't have anymore. You'll get updates, but at least now you know. Those are the basics. I'm pretty sure I'm not missing anything. Now all that's left to show you is the rendering. So when you end the video, make sure you dip to black, exponential fade. That's why you get a nice exit. You put the cross dissolve on the C chord or whatever we're putting at the end. Make sure that this is properly scaled. And now for the rendering. So what we're going to do to render is File, Export Media. And you want to tell it where you want it to do. So completed, I already set it up that I chose it to go to the completed files. She shall be called woman, right? Save. That's the title. What I want to do is format, and when I go to H264, pay attention now. Android tablet, the precept, go to Android tablet 720p 23.976. This will enable any and all devices to be able to watch the video. Also down here, all you have to worry about is go to target bitrate. You want to go to 5 and then 5.4. And this you want to put 160. The keyframe distance. And then you simply put export. And I'm not going to sit here to the whole thing, but by the end of it, you'll it'll start encoding, and you'll have your video at the end in the file, in the destination that you chose. So that's it. I hope you brothers understood. You have more questions? I mean, that I pretty much covered all the basics with everything I showed you. You should be able to figure the rest out on your own. Get creative. If you have more questions, feel free to add me on Facebook, ask me questions, or you can email me at at gmail.com. That's Gedaliah bin Israel at gmail.com. Gedaliah is Gedalih. For those who don't know me or how to spell Gedaliah. And that's it, Lord. All praises to the Most High for for your service, for the new brothers, with your willing spirits. We need to push this truth harder among throughout the internet, because there is a media blackout on us, and the only way we're gonna get out there is if we keep on pushing. So all praises to the Most High. Most High in Christ bless you. Shalom.